To me, it's kind of cowardly.
Charlatan.
That's just not rational. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then I was on a scholar fiction show, and
Fitting anyway. I thought he was like,
well, that's usually the argument.
Fix his statement. He
Is
Well, this stuff, like, I see that on the screen. Of course not.
Hey there, everyone. How you doing today? Got a lot of fun stuff to go over today. Twitter has given us a gift. And I have with me Speed of Sound of Gravity here. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I got you good, man.
Good.
So I'm sure you've seen all the stuff I'm about to talk about already.
I have seen most of it, yeah.
But it's so much fun. It's just glorious. So how about this? Take us through what you saw and how you thought of what you thought about it a little bit. We're gonna show some footage of Maddox's channel and I think Smokey's channel also, where they're talking about it. We're gonna review that a little bit, but yeah, give us a little breakdown.
Well, let's see. I was like falling asleep one night and I heard John on one of Praises or somebody's stream start talk about having this debate with this guy named Matt Dillahunty. I think it was Matt Dillahunty is what he was talking about. And he was bragging about it. And then I heard it again on another stream and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool, John, if you can pull that one off. And then the next thing I heard is that what was it? He put up a video and he had been denied his debate. And he put up this little 9-minute video and I managed to watch that. And then I found out there was this Twitter storm going on and all that stuff. And so I checked all that out and just watched the whole thing unfold. And then he took his 9-minute video down, but we went over it on our channel and we played almost the entire thing. And that is still up there and available if anybody wants to see his initial response to being rejected.
Definitely, I will definitely go. I'm gonna go find that link as soon as we're done here. I'm gonna put it in the description because I love that video. I did see that, and that was a great. That's basically pretty much what kind of just proved the point. It was so funny because I watched it, and anybody that's familiar with who Maddox is, and go look at Modern Day Debate and go look at his channel and stuff like that, you can kind of tell where we're coming from here. But it was amazing to me how quickly Matt just in that one thing just sized up him so accurately.
Exactly.
It was it's like, wow, you know him so well. You never even heard of him before.
And it was almost like Matt looked into the future and saw the kind of person that would make that video and decided not to debate him. But granted, that happened in the past. But then to make it even got funnier because then Maddox had a stream that night and live on the stream, he started composing. He had second guessed himself about what he did, so he started composing this letter to Matt.
We're actually gonna pull that. I'm gonna pull that video up, and we're gonna show that a little bit of that because it's funny. Like I want to go. There's some parts of it I want everybody to kind of see. Yeah. I'm also, guys. I'm gonna bring some of y'all on that are a couple of y'all are backstage now. I'm gonna bring y'all on very shortly, and we can all sit around and basically It's funny because I advertise this as like free debate advice. What it really is free advice on how to actually get to the debate. Because if you never get to the debate, you don't actually you don't need debate advice. We're just trying to get you there, John. We're trying to get you there. Okay? This is just to help you avoid sabotaging yourself next time, maybe. If you can get out of your own way.
Yeah, there's a certain protocol and a certain manner in which you should conduct yourself if you want somebody to actually take you seriously.
Yeah.
And we can help him with that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing this video and bring a couple more people on, and we'll start it up. Hey guys, how are y'all? We got Otangelo, the famous Otangelo.
It's my famous Otangelo.
And then Leophilus. I'm saying that right? I think you're muted.
Leophilius.
Leophilius. All right, I will not mess that up again. I promise. So yeah, I'm just gonna. This is the video you mentioned a second ago. Speed. This is the one where he's actually typing a letter out, and I'm gonna play the part where Smokey comes in and does his thing, where he comes in.
Yeah,
and
this is the stream where I tried to join twice, and both times everybody else that was in his stream wanted me to come in, and he kicked me both times from backstage. Ever since I schooled his after show that he had from a debate on is about the soul, I schooled his entire stream on quantum mechanics because none of them knew what they were talking about, and LPP just does not associate with me whatsoever after that. I wonder why.
Yeah, I've only had one interaction. I went on when Smokey was talking about this the other night. He was talking about this specific topic about the debate and everything that's not going to happen, and I said some things in the chat. He just like, come on in if you want to defend him or whatever. I was like, all right, I don't care about defending anybody, but I'll go in. And I went in and I pointed out a couple of things, and I think I lasted about 30 seconds, which is like almost a personal best. So before he kicked me out, I mean, that's fine.
When you go into LPP streams, you never know how long you're going to last. Could be 30 seconds, could be 30 minutes. You never know.
You make the most of it, right? It makes every second valuable.
Yeah.
Well, John Anthony, you lasted much more than 30 seconds. I saw the whole stream, and you simply could not answer to John's question.
What was his question?
He asked you how the assignment of
this is a different stream I'm talking. Otangelo, the different stream I'm talking about. Let's keep up, buddy. Okay.
Okay, but that was not the only stream where you were on.
That was on Smokey's channel. Yeah, that was a different stream. That was about a month ago.
You have been at their channel, and you've not been there just for 30 seconds.
Okay. This was a different
He's not
stream.
denying that. He's saying that you're referencing a stream that is not relevant to what we're doing here.
Yeah, this is a different topic.
Well, I'm just pointing out that you cannot generalize.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to start this video.
We also have a special guest here.
Oh,
my beautiful kitty, my Stella girl.
Bring on
Nathan
Art here. Nathan, how you doing?
I'm good. How's everyone?
All right, we're good, buddy. So I'm going to start this video up.
I do have to ask Nathan a quick question. We're going to have fun at Snata tonight, aren't we, Nathan? I got, by the way, Speed and I think Immutable and Just a Walking Fish Walker are in the side chat. I've got a new, I've got the paper is on Science, the journal Science. So if you want to pay to see it, they do have a couple like abstracts and other things that summarize it you can read. But I can also send you guys the article that disseminates it from Science Alert about it relates to the origins of life. I think you guys will be interested in it. So.
And anyone watching my channel, we're probably lost. I'm sure anybody that's watching like this from my audience.
Hey, I'm lost too.
Yeah, they're gonna be going, huh? But
yeah, these guys haven't told me anything.
I know these guys are really into science. They are super into this stuff. They know a lot of stuff about it. I'm gonna drop some links in the description after we're done for all these guys' channels if I can find them. If you want to know some more about that kind of stuff and you want to look into it. They discuss this stuff amazingly well. They go into a lot of things that most people like myself who are, we play video games and sit around. But that's all I do. People like me will probably not understand, but it is important to know.
I'm going to drop the link from my channel in the side chat since it's hard to find me with a YouTube search.
All right. No problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this little bit here and see what we can see what we can find.
This was the 10-hour stream that Maddox says he never has time for all this stuff, but can do a 10-hour stream.
That's one of the parts I want to get to. That's one of the parts that's gonna come up.
Debate that was going to happen between the one and only Matt Dillahunty fell apart, and it kind of turned into a whole controversy. However, I'm going to attempt, ladies and gentlemen, live on camera I'm going to send I was able to find Matt Delahunty's email address on Twitter. So I am going to, in real time live, I'm going to see if I can send him a olive branch. Let's see if we can get Mr. Delahunty.
So I can skip ahead a little bit. I don't know if we want to watch him type. I should have had this queued up. I'm a bad person.
You're accusing me of demanding. How was I demanding?
Well, let me see. When Mr. Parker comes in, he has some very relevant questions.
Well, there's some interesting stuff when he's typing and backspacing and retyping.
Oh yeah, he's definitely thinking about every part of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's much more careful about this email than he was that video that he posted that he put down. Let's see.
You're accusing me of demanding. How was I demanding?
Demanding's not a good word to use to describe it.
So I was asking people if they wanted to help me. Here's what I would need per day to cover my baseline expenses. That's not how much money I can make in the day, but what I need to cover expenses, to take the time off, to be able to focus, to be able to give a best performance. Like, because I'm going up against a seasoned opponent, it means we're doing this for like 15 years. You think I might need to prepare? You think I can just like, you're like, hey, you know what? I want to go up against Matt Delahunty. Hey, let's just completely ignore all of your other responsibilities in the middle of COVID-19 madness, economic collapse, and all sort of kind of stuff. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you're on unemployment. I'm not.
Well, the thing is, Maddox, some of us managed to get things done despite having jobs or families. We actually managed to do other things and still not have to set up a GoFundMe. So
hashtag John Maddox is a grifter.
So it's funny too, because he was asking for $200 a day, I believe. If you're spending $200 a day on your base expenses, you're doing life wrong.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's amazing to me because like that would mean your rent is $1,000 a week.
And I heard
or something like that. I mean, it's like your rent and your basic.
He does live in Nashville, so I'm sure his rent's not cheap. But $4,000 a month seems a bit high.
Or as at least partially $1,000 a week. Maybe like that means what? If you take half that and that's your rent, that's what $2,000 a month. Maybe your rent is that, or whatever your mortgage. I don't know. But the bottom line is.
Okay, can you not dig your claws into my leg?
And I think Mr. Parker comes up and he says something about this too. He goes,
yeah.
He's like, didn't you do like a 4-hour stream the other day?
He said he went to Maddox's channel and was looking in the past and was like, yeah, 2 days ago you did this, 3 days ago you did this, 4 days ago you did this, but you have no time on your hands, but you can do all these hours long streams.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's the part I wanted to get to. And Smokey jumps in and says something about that.
Because I was self-employed and didn't get unemployment, so I've got to still work even though my business was shut down because of COVID.
You're fine.
So
how long?
Not really sure. Well, since the last couple weeks or last couple months, sorry, I've been working 70, 80 hours a week. What have you been doing?
I've been working. I don't know exactly, but you've been able to do live streams for like how long? Like 1 hours every night.
What are you talking about, man?
Let's see, 2 days ago you had a live stream.
Did you actually? So I operated on like hardly any sleep.
Which is your own fault.
There was also like a month where I think I did one stream for like in a month.
No.
2 days ago you had a 2-hour stream. 5 days ago you had a 5-hour stream. And 6 days ago you had a 4-hour stream. And then a week ago you had a 5-hour stream. And then
what does that have to do about debate prep and study and getting things together and take?
Tell you what it has to do, Smokey. It means you have time on your hands, which is the one thing you're asking for money for. The fact that he actually let those words come out of his mouth. What does that have? What does having time on your hands have to do with you actually needing time?
Oh man.
Smokey is one of the dumbest people alive. I'm convinced of that because it's amazing. Like you'll say something and he'll go, "Well, what does that mean?" I'll explain it again. Well, what does that have to do with anything? It's like I feel like I'm dragging him by a chain. And it's like, dude, you really don't. You have no idea. And Oh yeah, Otangelo, I'll talk about the stream that we did. That's exactly a good point, because the stream that you're talking about, where I spent a little bit of time on there, and then eventually he kicked me off. He wanted to ask me these these questions, and I answered them, and I didn't answer them the way he wanted me to.
No, you didn't answer the questions.
What was the question?
You avoided to answer his question.
What was the question?
It was how amino acids are assigned.
And what the hell do I know about amino acids?
Okay, if you don't know about amino acids and the topic that was discussed there, what were you doing there?
Honestly, I think if you go back,
Nathan, did you detect a lot of the iron in that knee just now?
But no, you'll never. I think if you go back, Otangelo, you'll never even hear the word amino acids.
Nope.
Should I pull up the actual stream?
Yeah.
Hey, was that the one about your hat?
Yeah, that was the one about. I don't think we ever even covered. I mean, I think it was about code, Otangelo.
Yeah,
or I think you're confused.
Of course. Do you know what the genetic code does?
I don't care. My point is, you don't even know what question was asked.
You should care if you want to understand what the point that he was trying to make.
You don't even know what question was asked. Now you're excoriating me for not answering a question that wasn't even asked.
I know the question. Do you know what the genetic code codes for?
I don't care. I don't care.
You should care.
No, there's scientists covering that. I'm not in no position to do that.
If you want to understand what John tried to
I don't care.
teach you, then you should actually try.
They're not in a position to teach anybody because they have no degrees in anything.
It doesn't need to be degrees there. If he knows what he's talking about, then he doesn't need to have.
But they don't know what.
How would I know if he knows what he's talking about?
Professionals have corrected them numerous times.
I don't have any degree at all either. So what?
All right. Okay, Otangelo, let me talk for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, my point is, if I'm talking to someone that has no expertise or any kind of background in the field,
how do you know that?
Jesus Christ.
Because they don't. It's obvious that they don't.
Otangelo,
you've got actual professionals telling them that they're wrong, they're fucking wrong.
Otangelo, if he's talking to me, I'm admitting I don't know anything about this field. I'm the person that doesn't know anything about this in my example. I'm not saying he doesn't. My point is, what is the point of him talking to me about it and asking me questions if I'm admitting I don't know anything about the field?
But John, I think the question was your hat intelligently designed?
Right. I think that was the question. It wasn't about amino acids. Do you understand what I'm saying, Otangelo?
I mean, you could have at least tried to learn what he wanted to teach.
Am I going to learn it mid-conversation?
Why not?
So people spend like 4 or 5 years going to college to learn these things, but I'm going to learn it from John Maddox in a 30-minute conversation.
Yeah, you can learn the argument.
You fucking idiots have wasted your money on college. You can just go spend 30 minutes with Maddox and learn all this stuff. What the fuck are you doing wasting your money in college?
Okay, if you call me one more time an idiot, then I will leave the stream.
I'm
not here to be name called, okay?
I didn't call you a name.
I didn't call you a name.
I said the people that are spending money apparently are fucking idiots because all they need to do is spend 30 minutes with John Maddox and let him explain it to them.
Well, the topic that he tried to teach you doesn't take 5 years or so to understand what
it doesn't.
Means.
So genetics doesn't take that long to understand. Cool.
Well, I can make an analogy, and you will be able to understand.
I don't care about your analogies. We're talking about GoFundMe's right now.
What?
I swear to God, all creationists try to do is derail a conversation to a.
So we're going to go back to
still don't know anything about.
We're going to go back to making fun of him for being a grifter.
Moving on.
Taking time off work. What does that have to do with any of that?
Well, he has 5 hours to do a stream.
That voice.
Doesn't use it to research.
Which is more intense? Having a stream where people come in and just share their thoughts and opinions and have open conversation, or actual intensive study and preparation for a debate? Which you think actually takes more intellectual effort?
Probably the setting, but I don't see how you can't. That's 5 hours you could spend instead of.
John sometimes literally goes to bed and leaves the streams open out of kindness for his viewers. So I mean. And he literally calls in, or he's on the road and might call in on other channels. So like, John's limited on his time, man. And what about
the amount of intellectual effort that John has to contribute to a stream is different for actual having to do with study. And see, M. Parker, if you were actually approaching from a level of objective honesty or respect, since you're
I like it how it's objective, honest.
I know, right? I would.
Yeah, because Smokey's so honest and respectful, calling people degenerate morons,
Well,
and
it's
trash
funny, too. I
clowns,
mean,
and disgusting people, and doing nothing but hurling insults at people's character and their worldviews without ever addressing anything that they say.
I mean, it's amazing because it's like you don't understand how intense this is to prepare for a debate.
They're acting like
he's going to have to watch so much YouTube. You don't even get it. You need to leave him alone. He's going to be watching so much YouTube. It's going to be so tough.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, it's leave Brittany alone. Yeah, this is leave Brittany alone. It's amazing because it's like, okay, well, you listen to Matt. He's like, do you prepare for debates? Not really. Like I don't care who it is. I just kind of show up and whatever the topic is, And it's funny because Maddox has called into the ethics experience before. He's seen these things. It's not like this is something he's never watched. He watches these clips. He watches these debates. If he otherwise, think about this. He says Matt is this huge debater, but you've never seen any of his debates before. Oh, but you're gonna have to go back and like take notes. I'm gonna have to go back and find out what he's gonna say, and I got to be ready for this. That's a good way to screw yourself because what are you gonna do when you get there and he has something new? Or what are you going to do when you get there and he brings up something that you didn't take notes on?
Yeah. You're a person that never even actually participates in active debates, and you have no actual legitimate freaking clue what it takes to intellectually prepare for an exchange on a moderated
Neither do
platform.
you, Smokey.
You're coming down awful strong.
Coming down pretty strong knowing me somehow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a proactive contributing member of the debate community? Can I see?
What does that matter?
Debates? Are they publicized? Where are they?
Proactive contributing member. I have my membership card, and I get it renewed every year.
My modern day debate pro debater card right here. Yeah.
As if modern day debate is like really that's the big time now. I guess. Jeez. Anyway, so it's
all
amazing.
I'm saying is that capturing Christianity is still a better debate platform. And I love what James does, but capturing Christianity's been out there a lot longer. If you really want to get involved in the debate sphere, go on capturing Christianity. And that's not taking anything away from James and his channel because he does a beautiful job. But you tend to see a bit more controversy and how should I say dumpster fires.
Absolute shit shows.
And Cameron Bertuzzi just straight up said, that doesn't happen on my channel. You'll be kicked and not allowed back on.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think Cameron Bertuzzi is going to be letting Godless Girl come on anytime soon.
No.
Oh, my God.
Or T-Jump or anybody like that. Actually, I think T-Jump might have been on one time.
T-Jump was on, I believe.
Yeah, I think he was on once or twice, but T-Jump can be pretty respectful. It just depends on the platform that he's on.
Yeah.
We had 2 debates, and those were a couple months ago. And I did try to spin as much
on Discord.
No, on Modern Day Debate.
Oh, on Modern Day Debate. Okay, interesting. Never heard of you.
I find it funny that if you haven't debated on MDD, these guys just pretty much assume that you're a nobody and you're a nothing. Like that's the epitome of being a good debater. Is I was on Modern Day Debate.
Yeah,
that's not what makes somebody like I've been. People can say what they want. I consider myself a professional debater because you can't go get a degree in debating. So how do you become a professional at it? For me, I would say you have to do it anywhere between 6 and 10 years. And if you've done it proactively for a long period of time, you could consider yourself a professional at it. I've been debating on Pal Talk, Discord, YouTube, Facebook, other forums that are out there for 10 years. So I've only been on Modern Day Debate twice. And I would run circles around anybody in that chat right now in a debate.
But that's the thing. That's kind of what the whole thing that Matt was responding to is. I don't care about your, whether or not you think you could win or not. I'm just going to come in and have the conversation, and I'm going to focus on the topic. You're going to give me the topic, and I'm going to try to focus on that. I saw a conversation with him, and I think it was somebody who was talking about Hinduism the other night, and it was about epistemology. And he's like, "We're here to talk about it." He kept on having to kind of bring it back to the topic.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's like, "I didn't prepare to talk about any of that stuff. I'm here to talk about this topic." So. It's not like he's going, I need to go prepare and watch John Maddox videos on what to find out what he's going to say about this, what he's going to say about that. You go find out about the topic and you go research that. And then no matter what, it doesn't matter who's talking about it. It doesn't matter who's actually saying the words. You can respond to them.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Fuck. Oh, Matt I'm pretty sure he's even said that most of the time he doesn't look at them as debates because they're not debates. It's generally on a topic that's already been settled by the consensus of professionals and in the academic literature.
Really?
And it's more him going in and just educating them. He said these are more discussions than they are debates. Like it's not up for debate. Evolutionary theory happens. We've watched it happen. We've mapped it.
Argument is of John, Leo. Can you point it out? What is the main argument?
That's irrelevant to what I was saying. That's irrelevant to what I was saying.
It is.
I wasn't talking about John Maddox. I was talking about Matt Dillahunty. What you're mentioning is just straightforwardly irrelevant.
Do you wake up and every day do you wake up and get morning wood over intelligent design arguments?
Those morning wood are intelligently designed.
The whole day, okay?
I mean, it seems like that because you seem like the biggest one-trick pony I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, so you're
except for
just
maybe
here for
I've never heard like responses to problem of evil. I've never heard any kind of like responses to like Euthyphro dilemma. I've never heard any moral arguments. I've never heard any of that. It's always ID.
Yeah,
so
Otangelo.
Even if that's very true, what is your problem with that?
I don't have a problem. It's just amazing to me because some people are actually like diversified and actually know how to talk about more than one thing so that they can actually fit into multiple conversations instead of just one type.
And then derailing a conversation and talks about some topic right to abiogenesis.
It's like it really is like, I mean, has anybody here ever known someone that DJs? No matter what you talk about, they bring it around to how they're a DJ.
Yes.
I watched the football game the other day. Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was DJing.
Yeah. Yep.
So, John, let me ask you, what is the purpose of your channel here? Just making fun of creationists?
I haven't even talked about creations.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that are believers in God in general, because I've seen you several times name calling me in the chats and so forth. So what is your purpose of what you
say
do?
Ridiculous. That was when you said ridiculous things, Otangelo.
Oh, many times. So I'm asking you, what is the purpose of what you do?
I'm just on here having fun, drinking beer and watching stupid videos.
So you think that is fun to make a fun of creationists? Is that
correct?
No,
I think it's about as much fun as making fun of flurfers.
I think it's horrible. I stick myself with a knife every time I'm in the leg just to like feel
what is horrible? Tell me, what is horrible?
What's horrible about
creationism? Otangelo.
So John,
could I have a minute with Otangelo?
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk to you. I didn't come to that channel to talk to you.
Okay, be quiet then. Okay, if you don't want to talk to me, be quiet.
You know that I don't want to talk to you. Okay.
Quiet.
I don't want to talk to you.
John,
okay. Let's mad that we've had to meet her on to educate him.
What is the purpose of your activism?
I'm not claiming activism. When have I said I'm an activist?
So what is the purpose of your channel at all?
I just told you to have fun.
Just having fun.
I'm literally just killing time.
So why do you not go to a circus to look at clowns?
The circus isn't in town right now. I would be in the circus.
COVID kind of put
town, I would be
nail
there.
In that coffin.
If the circus were in town, I would be there because I love clowns.
Oh, so why
you're here?
So why don't? Yeah, just to question you, because I mean, I've just seen you address making atoms, name calling creationists and believers.
I haven't said anything about creationists.
Yeah, but in general, we know what you do. I know you for a long time.
If you know what I do, then why'd you ask what I do?
Because I want a justification. I want to hear why you do that kind of things.
I want you to justify everything you did today to me right now.
Well, I'm here precisely.
Why did you put on
pants? Disappointed.
Well, I am just here to challenge you to give a good explanation why you do what you do.
You can't do that on the live.
I'm not doing anything. That's the point. I'm just sitting here watching dumb videos.
Yes, exactly. You are just wasting your time.
And you're here with me, wasting time.
And making fun. Well, I would like that you reflect about your militancy and what you do.
It's funny.
You need to do 40 Hail Marys, John.
It's funny because I got up this morning. I got up this morning not giving a single fuck what Otangelo thinks, and I will go to bed not giving a single fuck what Otangelo thinks.
You need to do 40 Hail Marys there, John.
I mean, I just it's amazing that someone thinks that I should be going, what would Otangelo want me to do? That's amazing.
What would Jesus want me to do?
I don't care what Jesus wants me to do.
Well, do you know what the difference is? Do you know what the difference is?
Why do you think anybody should care what you want for them to do?
Well, you can do with your life whatever you want. That's not my problem.
I appreciate that.
But nonetheless, I want that you pointed out what the purpose is of what you do, because we are constantly being attacked, ridiculed by people like you. I've seen you attacking me many times in the chats, you know. So what do you think do you achieve by doing that?
Pointing out the irrationality of your arguments.
Oh yeah,
so that's what it is. You guys aren't being ridiculed. You guys are being called out because you're pushing things that we know are false, like flat earthers.
So why do you not address the arguments and point out why our arguments are not rational, rather than all the time name call us and do atoms? Why?
Tangelo, shut the hell up for a minute.
Your views. Tangelo, do your arguments align with the consensus of science?
No.
So that is the problem. So consensus is the.
It's a yes or no question. Do they or do they not?
So is consensus
yes or no question
of truth?
Yes or no?
Is consensus a
I don't care about your. I don't care about your making excuses.
I asked you a question.
Yeah, but you can't answer a question with a question.
Is consensus a parameter of truth?
I asked you a question.
Consensus is not a parameter of truth.
I didn't say it was. It does your argument.
He will not admit that he is against the consensus of
question is irrelevant.
Okay,
yeah, it is relevant.
Okay, then
I have a question. How do you do 100 doctors and 99 of them tell you you have cancer and one doesn't? Who are you going to believe?
How do you form your epistemological framework, John? How do you make your investigation of truth? How do you know how we can exist without a creator?
I drink until I figure it out.
Okay, so you are a clown. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you. That was good. That's all I wanted. I was about to do that myself, honestly, but okay. So we're gonna get back
I think it's fucking hilarious that, like, just the other day, Nathan was there. I asked him and pressed him on it 3 times. I said, so. Tangelo, would you admit that somebody with a PhD in molecular biology understands this better than you? He straightforwardly refused to just directly answer the question. He went on, I come at it from a different angle than they do. That's not what I asked you. Would you state that somebody with a PhD in a relevant field knows more than you? He wouldn't say, obviously, because they can't admit that they're just fucking wrong on everything.
My point to him was, I don't know that you're wrong. I don't know, but the whole thing that started that whole thing was John Maddox was trying to explain this to you, and you didn't. You weren't understanding. Of course, I'm not understanding. I told you at the onset, I have no idea. I defer to the consensus, people who do know these things. And he's like, so you just take whatever someone says. Well, not anyone. People who've actually demonstrated that they're knowledgeable. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Okay, we're going to forget who Tangelo is in 5 minutes. So I want to say this: he broke up with me a couple weeks ago, and I've been heartbroken. And he has been sending me emails with big long arguments, and I sent him back a very good argument, and he absolutely refuses to answer it. And I am heartbroken once again. But Tangelo, you broke my fucking heart.
Yeah, I'm not going to do you like the ACA did. I'm not going to ban you. You can come on my stream anytime, because it's like it was just fun. That was just fun for me. But, so yeah, that was a.
And then to make matters worse, he started dating my buddy Molecular Alchemy right after that, like one of my best friends. I mean, that is shit. And he broke up by email. He didn't even break up in person.
Not even in person.
And he did it.
Isn't that shitty?
He didn't keep the dog or anything, did he?
He kept the fucking dog too.
Oh no, what a douche! You can't keep the dog. You got to share custody of the dog.
No, okay. I haven't seen the dog.
Let's see what else Smokey has to say.
Okay.
I just like to do discussions.
Okay, so why you?
I still research to do discussions.
So why you? Why are you coming down on someone who likes to do debates? If you don't like debates, and you're not a big fan of doing debates, and you're not particularly seemingly very good at preparing for them, since you don't like them, why are you coming down on someone else who does and is proactive in it?
I just think it's kind of stupid. He's asking for $700.
Oh, you're making yourself look kind of.
Smokey isn't even on the topic. He wasn't coming down on him because he likes debates.
Maybe if LPP wanted to ask his community, his followers, his friends, if they would like to contribute to give him extra time for a better performance in his debate, that's his freaking prerogative. And it's neither your business nor
So Smokey needs performance enhancing money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like he's gonna be on debate steroids. It's like, I need time to prepare. I need to get jacked.
Intellectually jacked.
Dillahunties, it's certainly not his prerogative to have a hissy bitch fit online about it, proving he's just a nonsensical, desperate drama queen trying to stir up nonsense for no good reason. John was perfectly entitled.
He must be describing Maddox right here.
Did and asked for, and frankly, it was none of Dillahunty's freaking business what John was doing to contribute or asked for to contribute for his time in preparation.
He's right there, and Matt even said, it's like, I don't care if you raise money. I don't give two left testicles what you ask people for money for. If they're dumb enough to give you money to sit at home and watch YouTube, fine, whatever. The thing is that it was just so perfect, because he even told him, he's like, look, you're in your description. And it was mainly the description of the GoFundMe. I'm going to pull that up real quick.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, out of nowhere, I was asked for a chance to take on the one and only Matt Dillahunty. There's more than one Matt Dillahunty. The other one just doesn't debate. So regarding the existence of God, the tried and true topic, I love it. The date and time being finalized, blah, blah, blah. I need to focus on preparing for this debate and mentally give no quarter to this charlatan who has made it his life's mission to convince people there is no God. What Matt does is not try to convince people there is no God. He tries to say, is there good reason to believe there is? So already he's straw manning Matt and calling him charlatan and things like that. He's setting it up like it's this huge head-to-head, fist fight. It's like a UFC thing. I honestly think Maddox would, if he could, before every debate, like do like a weigh-in where they get together and they get a picture and they mean mug each other and put up their fists so they can make a poster of it. I think Maddox would be like, that's the perfect idea. We should do that. So
Maddox goes into his debates as if it's a boxing match and not a time to engage in honest and civil interlocution with an opponent on differing opinions or views that you guys have.
Well, that was the exact problem Matt had with it.
Exactly.
The reality is that it's actually a snickering match with him, where he snickers in the background.
And it's funny because you could watch like literally everything Matt says. Yeah, the debate's off because you're not approaching this, the way I would want someone who's in a debate to approach it. You're approaching it like it's a UFC fight or a WWE fight. I don't approach things like that. We're not on the same page. We're not compatible, is what he's saying. Basically, he's breaking up with him.
Well, it's like Satan versus Jesus. Is the way he approached it.
So he's like, yeah, this isn't going to work because we're not coming at this from the same angle. This is going to quickly devolve into a shit show. Even if we do get to the debates, I'm going to save everybody the time. I'm not going to waste my own time, and we're going to call it now. And literally, the exact thing Maddox does is go online and on Speed's channel, you can see the video because it's been taken down now, where Maddox goes on and basically makes a WWE style call out video.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you just got a cue. That's why the debate was canceled, and you just proved him right.
Yep.
You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. This is exactly like he could. I'm amazed because I've never seen someone just sum up someone so perfectly in such a short amount of time. It was almost a magic trick. He basically like, let's see, what can I do to prove this guy is actually correct about me? I'm gonna go make a video. You did, and then of course, then he comes back. Oh, I've taken that video down. I think you realized it. Wait a minute, I just kind of proved him right. So I need to go and write this email and be a little bit more.
Oh wait, I just fucked up.
Yeah, it was definitely that's why I say this was such a fun time that day because you got to watch all the stages of the little roller coaster. You get to watch the ups, you get to watch the downs, and
you can see right into Maddox's soul for those 2 days. It was wonderful.
It was,
I found it wanting.
Very. He really did. It was like, oh, it was. You could tell he was heartbroken that Matt canceled it because this was going to be his chance. Mm-hmm. This is going to be his shot, and he completely fucked it. I mean, he took it out back and beat it like a baby seal, and he literally had to watch his chance die in front of him, and he's in mourning now. So we should be a little more compassionate.
We all know why Maddox wanted to debate with Dillahunty, and it wasn't because he was actually interested in debating Dillahunty. He was hoping he could ride on the coattails of Dillahunty's fame and get a few more subscribers out of it.
Oh, of course.
Hashtag John Maddox is a grifter.
Oh, what makes all this better is that this was the day after Smokey tried to do this whole speed up pedo pudding takedown of me. And I was a little put off that day. And then the next day it was like fucking Christmas. It's like, I couldn't believe it. I just this whole thing unfolded early in the morning, and it was like one thing after another. It was like I was rolling around on the floor with like a puppy with a new toy. And I was like, oh shit, this is great.
I was really interested in the how he was going to use the $200 a day, and he has it broken down into Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, he had like $1,200, I think you wanted all together, right?
Tuesday, Wednesday. Hold on, let's see. If Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 5 days. He wanted 1,000, so he wanted 200 each day.
Oh,
so but it's like day one. Watch 5 of recent debates plus 10 atheist experience clips. Monday, watch 5 more debates plus atheist experience clips. Plus review evidence for God's art. It's like, and he says review evidence for God arguments. Okay, if the debate is on the existence of God, shouldn't the God arguments be the main thing you do? It's like I'm gonna prepare for a debate on like fiscal policy. First day, I'm gonna watch like 4 hours of Mad Money, and then I'm gonna watch a bunch of Susie Orman shows, and then I'm gonna actually look at actual policy for about an hour. And that's how I'm gonna really deeply intensely prepare. Yeah, you don't need to watch atheist experience clips. You don't need to watch any of Matt's debates. You do need to go. Yeah, go ahead.
These guys are always talking about, what snowflakes we are and stuff like that. And in the beginning, he's saying, "Oh yeah, and my business had to get shut down because of COVID." Well, wait a minute. Now he claimed he was this entrepreneur, and I happen to know that his businesses were shut down about 3 or 4 years ago. And if you're in the software entrepreneur business, that is not a business that got shut down for COVID or for the pandemic.
I have no idea what he does. He says his business got shut down. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
cool. But it's so amazing. I played music for a living for a while, basically my only income. I had roommates and things like that to offset it because I wasn't making a ton of money, but I was paying my bills with, paying my car payment, things like that. But not once in the 10 plus years that I did this, did anyone ever give me money to be like, hey, here's some money so you can stay home and practice.
Right.
and so it really is it's like, I was thinking maybe you could even even offer someone, do some streams while you're doing it. Stream yourself watching these things and going over them and reviewing them and things like that. Give people something and do a Patreon. Give people something that they can actually get for their money if they want, if they want to send you money.
Exactly.
But just to go, hey, I need some money to stay at home and watch YouTube. I fell out. I did.
Well, it takes me 2 hours every day to get ready for the weather report, and I bill about $100 an hour. So I'm going to start a GoFundMe every morning where I can get $200 to do my stuff. I think that's fair. Yeah.
I want to know what mentally prepare for the debate is.
Oh, I think
is that just the watching the. Yeah, at one point it says Tuesday he's going to review notes on most common positions taken by Dillahunty, expand opening arguments, create presentation, practice opening.
Well, you have to look in the mirror and you have to look condescending and you have to practice that condescending look, and then you have to get that Maddox snicker just right, and that takes a lot of fucking preparation. I mean,
I can do it pretty well, and I just can do it well. I didn't have to prepare.
I mean, I don't know.
It's funny because he doesn't even reserve the call outs for pre-debate. He'll do it in the debate. It's like when you're in the debate, he's like, "Oh, you don't have the balls to admit that I'm right." What? Huh? Is that a question?
What exactly do you mean?
Yeah, it's like I only feel like a furrowed brow and a crazy look is going to be an appropriate answer for that. I don't think there's actually language words that would do anything for you right at this point. And it's I don't know. I'm gonna see what's I think Smokey Lake jumps off here in a second, but I'm gonna let him embarrass himself a little longer.
And it's not your place to come down on him at all, especially since you're an insignificant member of this community by your own admission.
And how much does Delahunty make through Patreon and everything else he does?
And that doesn't matter because he gives them videos for the money that he gets.
Exactly.
Maddox wanted money for nothing.
And I can't remember who it was, but I think they came into the stream here. No, not Sunflower. They were, I'm pretty sure, an atheist. But they came, I think they came into the stream. I don't remember. But they said, God, no, who was it? I almost want to say it was Drag Not Silvis, but it might not have been in the stream. Somebody somewhere said when all this shit was going down that, well, what Matt Delahunty has a professional studio. He has professional studio equipment. He actually has legitimate costs that he has to meet. What?
The ACA in Austin, Texas has a studio. They have full-time employees. They rent an office. They do all kinds of charity work. They feed the homeless. They do all kinds of stuff. So I mean that is the organization.
That they don't take donations so Matt can debate.
Yeah, but I was talking about this person saying that Matt Delahunty has actual costs that he needs to meet to produce the content that he does. Oh. And that's part of the reason why he has the stuff set up. But like John said, he's also, these people are giving money to his Patreon and he's putting content out for those people. So in a lot of ways, you could say those people are paying for content.
Yeah, but that's separate.
They're getting a product.
That's separate from the Atheist Experience, which is a show that Matt Delahunty does for no pay.
Yeah, they accuse the ACA. Basically, they roundaboutly accuse the ACA of paying him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's like, they get super chats and everything like that. It's like, well, they take donations when they do these shows, but this goes to their nonprofit, and Matt doesn't get a part of that. They have 2 paid employees, and he's not one of them.
Yeah,
and so I mean, his income is from basically Patreon that I know about. Most, I'm sure he has other.
And the thing is, Matt is not a poor person. Most of his wealth has come from his actual in-person talks that he does all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's amazing because at no point have I ever seen anyone, much less Matt, come online and go, "Hey guys, I need some money to get through the week and watch some YouTube."
Exactly. And the thing is, the people don't have to donate to the Patreon; they choose to.
Yeah, and then they get something for their. And honestly, I think the Patreon is set up to where if Matt doesn't put out videos, they don't get charged.
Yeah.
It may be that. I know it's possible to set it up that way. Like you pay per video, you don't pay just a blanket amount per month, whether anything happens or not.
Yeah.
But I just because like literally, I sit there and I go, it would have been so nice to get paid to sit there and like when I was playing music, just all the time. I can think about all the hours I spent just practicing and things like that in my room, and that's years of it. But I did it for fun because I enjoyed it. I like doing that kind of thing. And eventually I got to the point where someone's willing to pay you to go actually do this in front of people. I got paid to do that part. I never actually went, well, why am I not getting paid for when I'm sitting in my room doing this? Well, because no one's making money off of you doing that when you're in your room. That's how economic works. It's like, you don't pay people for nothing. That's otherwise the economy fails.
I just noticed this first lineup here. I recognize you as a formidable opponent. I mean, his entire posture is this WW whatever wrestling sort of bullshit.
Well, he's like, I need to set aside some of my normal responsibilities. He wants to be able to prepare properly. And I want to say, like, so what have you been doing this whole time you've had this channel? Have you just been like, have you? So your whole channel is dedicated,
especially since he claims he started the channel.
Yeah, like I'm dedicated. This channel is dedicated to basically apologetics, arguments for the existence of God. That's what your channel is. Your channel is this is content showing you why you should believe that a God exists. And the topic of the debate is, does God exist? And you need time.
we forgot an important part of the backstory that we found. You sent me the video, I think, John, about the first time he went on Matt's show on the ACA. Was that you?
No, I didn't send you that. I'm trying to find
somebody
it.
else.
I haven't been able to find it.
But anyway, that was the reason he said
that. I can't remember who.
Okay, that was the reason he started his channel, is because of Matt Dillahunty. And then he gets his chance to debate him, and then he fucks it up.
Yeah, it's like I need time to prepare. Like, dude, you're familiar. Okay, come on. You don't need a week.
But you got to do push-ups. He's got to drink some Red Bull. Like,
oh yeah, he wanted to come in jacked.
Yeah, I think you can like saturate Red Bull if you like drink like 20 a day prior to the debate. You know, it like builds up in your system. You know, like what do they call that? Carb loading, like Red Bull loading. You know,
I think if we'd actually gotten to the debate, he would have insisted on like an intro song, and you know, come in and like torn his shirt like Hulk, and I think that would have happened.
Well, I think that's why he shaved his head, is to look more intimidating to his opponents. You know, to his formidable opponents.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny because like I mean he and Otangelo just said it perfectly earlier. He was just like, you couldn't answer the question, and I asked him what the question was, and there was nothing about what he asked me, because they don't even know what topic they're on. And I've seen that with Maddox in some of his debates, and you'll say, well, that's not even, I don't know why you're asking me that. That's not even, why would you even ask? Why would I go ask my plumber what to do about my heart problem? You know,
a question about your hat that just killed me.
Oh, and they still. It's so funny because Smokey said something about that the other day when I came in his stream for 30 seconds. He's like, "You figure out who made your hat?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't look into it. I don't really care." And then he's like, "It's funny because you asked." He asked me. He said, "You never did answer that question." I was like, "No, I answered it perfectly. You just don't like the answer because it wasn't yes or no. It was as far as I know it was. I could be wrong." I could be wrong about anything.
The thing with these guys, and this was a point that I was trying to make, and it's what Otangelo literally did it when he was in here, is you could be having a discussion about anything. You could be having a discussion that ain't even related to arguing about whether God exists or not, and they'll derail it to abiogenesis. Not any other argument for God's existence, straight to the irreducible complexity argument.
Like we got to get to the God of the gaps as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
We got to get this over here.
The gaps.
Oh my goodness.
Does all his atheist rallies.
By the way, he goes on about how he volunteers for the atheist experience. Did he ever collect a paycheck for the ACA when he was a president? Or did he just like to slough that under the rug for the sake of the conversation to hide face?
Yeah, because he didn't.
You degenerate little moron.
Well,
there goes Smokey being that upstanding, respectful interlocutor again.
Send an olive branch email to Dillahunty. So let's not bash him too much.
Now he wants to pull it. Now he wants to say, "Oh, let's not bash him. Let's be nice." And
I think what happened is that
try to massage his balls a little so I can get good graces again.
I think LPP realized that he pretty much blew his chance, and I think he's still
mourning right now. He's in denial. Actually, this is that stage of grief. What are the 7 stages of grief again? But he's in the denial phase here.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
I think we might do another stream where we like have an actual funeral for his debate opportunity. Where we say, look, it's time for you to come and just it's time for you to get exposure.
Somebody needs to play Amazing Grace on the harmonica when we do it.
I'll hire like the New Orleans style like band. Funeral.
There you go.
I can start a GoFundMe for the tombstone. Here lies John Maddox's debate opportunity. He killed it himself. I wonder if he'll be brought up on charges. Like, you killed your own debate opportunity. You murdered that thing, dude.
Is it illegal to debate abuse? Is that illegal?
It should be. Man, it should be. The way he did it, it's cruel.
Premeditated debate homicide.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The way he did it, it should be considered like a crime, because that's how bad I've never seen someone shit the bed like that.
Well, it's either John Maddox murders his own chances at a debate with Matt Dillahunty, or Matt Dillahunty murders John Maddox in the debate.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he was thinking Matt Dillahunty and tagged the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That could have been it.
I think that had to piss Matt off a little bit every time he said Matt Dillahunty. It's like, fuck, is he French or something? Or...
That's awesome. I don't think it's hard to piss him off.
No,
Oh, it's not.
But yeah, it's so funny because I was watching this unfold and I was like, he did not set up a GoFundMe to watch for debate prep. And I still sit back and laugh about it. I was like, I have Twitter. I don't use it a lot, but I just happened to check it that day, having a look at it, and I was like, I'm so glad I checked Twitter today. And I never say that. I never come away from Twitter. Man, that was a great experience.
This, at least I want to see. I'm going to attempt to offer an olive branch, and we'll see if we can rectify this, or if it has to go into full scale degeneracy.
And he actually names an olive branch.
Mature thing to do. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now you want to be mature.
I don't think that from his record, the way he hangs up on people and the way he treats a lot of people, I don't think it would matter. I personally think he doesn't want to debate you because honestly, maybe he checked out a couple of your videos and saw that he's not going to be able to stay in his wheelhouse.
That's the problem, right?
That's the problem for real.
That's what it is. Matt's just afraid.
He's afraid of him.
I love the freaking.
Everybody bitches at Matt for doing he does all these hang-ups and everything. Number one, he has a lot of fucking people that call in and a short amount of time to get to all of them. He can't let you sit there for 15 motherfucking minutes rambling on about something, going from this argument to that one 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 to that one. He does not have time.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Otangelo was allowed to hang out so long here. Nobody's beating down my door to get in the stream. Y'all are here. I was like, but I don't have 30 people lined up backstage. Yeah. It's like, Otangelo, feel free to hang out and make an ass of yourself. I don't care. I got time. So we've already
expressed that. He's like, I can't help it that I've got a lot of people and you just want to sit there and regurgitate the same arguments I've addressed probably thousands of times. And then you want to go off on something else. And then I got to bring you back to the original topic all the time because you just got destroyed on that. So now you got to go to something else. I don't have time for it. Bye.
This is definitely the part. This is definitely the part where they run back to their friends and they go. This is the part of the death where your friends console you.
Yeah.
Okay. Your debate opportunity is in a better place now. Don't feel bad. Your debate opportunity is in heaven with puppies and things.
Yeah, and the Mormons, because we all know the Mormons are the ones that got it right.
Your debate opportunity isn't suffering anymore; it isn't in pain. This is actually a good thing. You should not be sad about this.
This is the part where after she's packed her stuff and she's left and you go off to the bar with your buddies and they tell you what a bitch she was.
Yeah, you're better off without her. I never liked her anyway. She was never right to you.
She kept hanging up on me on all your friends.
All right, Maddox. Dillahunty was not worthy of you to begin with. You can do better. That's what it is. Don't feel bad. You can do better. You go out there and you get you someone that appreciates you.
All I'm saying is if I had an opportunity to debate like Frank Turek or William Lane Craig or something like that, I would not fuck it up because I would just fuck them up into the debate. So
yeah, I'm about to debate Frank Turek. Help me take a week off work so I can defeat this Sky Daddy wizard believing piece of crap. Yeah, let me tag Frank in that while I'm at it. There you go.
Let me insult the person that I'm inviting to debate me and tag them in that insult and try to make money off of their name by insulting them. That's going to work out real well.
I don't think he even thought, I honestly don't think he thought Matt would ever see the GoFundMe.
Yeah. I think somebody probably told him about it. Like, Matt, dude, this dude is pretty much using your name to make a quick buck. And Matt's just like, yeah, let's just cancel this. I'm not even going to waste my time on somebody like that.
He's a bad liar.
I had Aaron Ra on yesterday, and for 3 days prior to that, I did my very best not to fuck it up and aggravate him. I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, don't piss Aaron off because he might
fuck it up.
bitch slap your face so hard he cooks the side of it. So I'm just saying.
I didn't start a GoFundMe. I wanted 3 days to prep, but I did not start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, I need to GoFundMe $200 a day so I can read the Phylogeny Explorer project because I can't apparently just fucking read it on my own. I got to get paid to do it.
Yeah,
which it is actually a phenomenal resource, and it's not peer reviewed, which annoys me. And that's nothing against Aaron because he probably isn't really interested in having it published. But somebody needs to publish it because it is a fucking glorious resource.
Oh my goodness, I guess I wish I did. I wish I understood more of that stuff. I do. People start talking about it. I'm going,
what?
Yeah. I mean, I remember that time I was a DJ. That's all I could think of. So it's like I'm so amazed, and I'm so glad. That's why I said attention. I was like, I'm so glad people are out there to understand this stuff. You're not one of them.
No, he's not.
It's like I'm not. I don't care what you have to say because I'm not convinced that I should be listening to you.
Exactly.
Go get some letters after your name. Go get some peer review published stuff done. You know, get your buddies that are the experts. Once you're an expert too, get them to kind of sign off on you, and then come back here and teach me. But you're gonna have to use small words because I don't understand this stuff.
I can't believe Otangelo was just going to go off on ribosomes on your channel like 20 minutes ago. I mean,
yeah, it's like read the room, buddy. We don't do ribosomes here.
But guys, speaking of Otangelo, I mean, do you think there's a chance for us yet? I mean, he sounded mad at me. Do you think he was mad at me?
I think once he's gotten out there and like realized that no one's going to treat him as well as you do, he'll come running back.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Sometimes he's got to date a few assholes to realize what he had.
Yeah. If you love them, let them go. If they come back, it was meant to be.
Oh, it's so hard.
When he comes back, you make him work for it when he comes back. Don't you just take him back right away.
Chewing on Otangelo was such a big part of my fucking day. I'm shattered.
Hey. That he was welcome to stay here as long as he wanted. I might have kicked him off for a little bit so we can get back to the video because he wasn't going to let that happen. But honestly, I would have let him hang out for a little while and talk. I mean, I have no problem. But it was so funny. I just he wanted to talk to me about, remember that time you didn't necessarily, you got more time than that. Oh, thank you, Otangelo. We're not talking about that though. All right, cool. And it's like, well, you didn't answer his question about the amino acids, and I'm going to go back and look at it. But I'm like 99% sure that amino acids those words were never said.
No, they weren't. I listened to that whole video.
Yeah, it was about genetic code and how code in a computer is analogous to code in DNA.
I think it was not transcript.
But like I said, I just sit there. I sit there and listen. I'm just like, I'll sit there and listen. Why would you waste your time talking to someone that has no idea? It's like, but it goes back to this.
That's
whole
what they want.
No,
they want to only have discussions with people who they know are not going to challenge them on this so that they can act like they have the intellectual high ground and that they're so educated and they're educating people on the truth. Yet anybody who actually knows these things would literally laugh them off of a campus or out of an institution if they went there to talk about it. And I always say, why, Otangelo, Nephilim Free, LPP, why aren't you guys going and publishing your work and presenting it to the National Academy of Sciences? Go to the University of Harvard, go to the University of Oxford, go to these places, present your stuff. You're not doing it, number one, because you don't have the credentials to come anywhere close to being capable of doing that. And number two, you'd be laughed off the fucking campus.
Well, it shows you it's the exact thing you'd expect from people who look at debates as a WWE event.
Yes,
it's the exact. It's like they want to get in there. They want to just basically they want to go. Oh, I'm going to explain all this stuff, and then I'm going to ask you a question about it. And when you can't answer it, that means
I win. Yeah,
that means I can beat my chest and talk about how you must. That's why your position's irrational because you can't answer my question. Mm-hmm. I can make a question easily that you can't answer. Why does Blue go to sleep on Sundays? You can't answer that question. I win. I win the debate. Your position. You're obviously too stupid to answer that question.
Mm-hmm. Snicker.
Yeah, and then they kick somebody out of the room and go, he couldn't even answer the question. What a dumbass. We all know why Blue goes to sleep on Sundays.
Or if you actually press them on shit and demonstrate that they don't know what they're talking about, they'll either mute you or kick you so that you can't continue doing that.
It was, yeah. It's I was in the other stream, not this one, but the other one where Smokey was talking about it, where he makes up a name for Matt or something, and then they talk about how he's running and basically the same thing they're doing here. And he wanted me to come on and, in his words, defend my Pope. I said, I don't care what Matt does. I
saw that some more.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that because I said I just think it's hilarious that Maddox has the gall to ask for money to watch YouTube. You don't think you should be preparing to debate one of the biggest debaters? And it was like, no, I don't think you should get paid to do that. I played music for many years, never got paid to practice. I've played alongside some people I had no business being on stage with. I have definitely outkicked my coverage when it came to my music career. I was nowhere near qualified to be on the stage with the people I was on the stage with. So I was, and trust me, that's honestly why I practiced more when I went home.
Stella, shut up. Give me a second, damn it.
Well, the first thing about this YouTube shit you need to know is you don't get fucking paid to do this stuff. You just do it.
If you want to make money to the point that you don't need a job on YouTube, you better have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of subscribers. And even then, you might only be making a few K a month.
Yeah.
And a good with the way YouTube is too, with how tenuous it is. I don't recommend making your living off YouTube, even if you do have millions of subscribers, because you get a couple of channel strikes and you're done.
Yeah, or just say one wrong thing.
Yeah. Or I don't want to rely on other people to make money for me.
Yeah.
I would constantly be stressed about, oh gosh, what am I going to do if I lose subscribers? What am I going to do if this happens? I don't know how you can live like that. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that people can. More power to them. I hope they have a lot of success. I would be constantly worried if I had to depend on how many subscribers I had, how many watch hours I had, and how much ad revenue I was getting to whether or not I could pay my bills. But this isn't even that. This wasn't even that. This was just a simple simple e-baking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
It's literally what I said in the beginning. He was using Matt Dillahunty's name to make a quick buck, and then was hoping that when the debate happened, he could ride on the coattails of Matt Dillahunty's fame and catch a few more subscribers out of it.
I mean, I thought about it. I mean, I could tell you a few of the names that have debated Matt in the past. I don't remember them really well, though.
I know a couple people that I think he's been like, that like some of his followers and fans have said. It's same with Aaron Ra, that they want to see him debate, and both Matt and Aaron were like, yeah, I'll debate him. And that was William Lane Craig, and William Lane Craig says, no, I pretty much said, I only debate scholars. But then earlier this year, he was on Cosmic Skeptic's channel, who's not yet a scholar. He's getting a degree in philosophy, but I don't know if it's a graduate degree or not. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And I just think that's
times are tough now that COVID, we have to relax our requirements a little. But it's like I look back and I think, okay, I remember Matt debating Psy. That's one everybody remembers.
Psy 10.
Yeah. Because that was the train wreck that everybody loved. That was always fun. And then I remember a few other people, but mainly I just remember Matt debating somebody. I don't remember anybody. I don't remember any specific names.
What if he debated Eric Hernandez? I don't think so.
No, Aaron Ra did. Aaron Ra debated Ken Hogan, Fonz Rana, and Sygart.
So did T Jump. So
yeah. It's so. I mean, I don't know what he was hoping to accomplish. I do know. I know what he's hoping to accomplish. I don't know that it would have had the desired effect.
I got to run to the bathroom, but I'm still listening.
Yeah, go ahead. But let me see what else.
Go ahead.
Childless video.
Yeah. That would be a very plausible explanation.
Yeah.
Are they not friends?
Yeah. Oh, he saw the video. Are you kidding? Yeah. He saw that opening with Perry Marshall. That's probably why he doesn't want to go up against Maddox.
Oh my God. That would be a very good possibility.
Who the hell's Perry Marshall?
Yeah. Oh, what is genetic code? What's your definition of genetic code? What is information? You're going to hear that 100 times because Dillahunty is a moron.
Or I'm not a.
So if he's a moron, so why does Maddox want to debate him?
Right.
It's like I need money to prepare to debate a moron.
Who are they just talking about?
Look worse.
Who are they talking about? Perry Marshall or?
Oh, I don't know. They're referencing some other thing that
Maddox did.
I guess I have no idea. But it's like you can't have it both ways. You completely duplicitous pieces of shit. I mean, it's either he's a formidable opponent, or he's a moron.
He's only formidable when John is kissing his ass here.
Yeah, if he's formidable, if he's a formidable opponent, he's not a moron, and you need money, and you have to go do your GoFundMe. If he's a moron, you don't need the GoFundMe, and you don't need time to prepare. So which is it? I mean, and Maddox is just sitting there, and that's when you jump in and go, no, he's not a moron because I don't want to debate it. I don't need time to prepare to debate a moron.
Mm-hmm.
But Maddox doesn't get it because he is also a moron. Yeah. So it's amazing how they want to play both sides of this freaking coin at the same time.
Maddox,
what's up?
Oh, Maddox has been complaining that I haven't mounted any arguments against his arguments. And so I have gone through his videos so many times and spent so many hours. I can't find a goddamn argument.
Well, yeah, I mean, any argument you have is pretty much sticks on the genetic code thing. So I would just say any argument you have, my counter is consensus.
Yeah,
that's what I say every time. And when your argument becomes consensus, that's when I'll say your argument's correct,
right,
or most likely correct. I'm just gonna I'll couch that like I do try to do most things where anything could be wrong. Everything's tentative. So, we don't make declarations that this is absolute truth. We just say, as far as I know, this is what it seems to be because the consensus has looked it over. It's very simple. You don't need to make a whole channel to say, hey, the consensus disagrees with me. You could just say, hey, we have this view and we haven't been able to show it and get it peer reviewed by anyone. We haven't been able to convince anyone who's actually worth convincing, but we've managed to steamroll people on the internet that have no background in this. Yes. So we're gonna pat ourselves on the back now, and then go back to our streams and talk about how awesome we are.
And he loves to choose people who don't know some little thing that he knows. That's usually his choice. That's probably why he had to review Dillahunty, because he was afraid that Dillahunty, he had to make sure that he come up with shit that Dillahunty didn't know or hadn't read about, that sort of shit. Because that's his whole modus. That's his method, is to find some current paper that you haven't heard of and stick it in your face. And
who knows who wrote the paper? I mean, how many times has it been cited? How many times is it? That's how we judge the veracity of papers too. Is it being used and cited in other papers?
Right. He tried that shit with me on Standing for Truth's channel, and I can't. And like the first thing he came up with was a book that I actually literally had open in front of me, and he tried to throw it at me like I wouldn't know what he was talking about, and the whole thing turned into a shit show rapidly because usually he likes to come at you like he's this professional programmer. Well, I am a real professional programmer, and I just blew him away. And since then, he hasn't talked to me. In fact, he won't even say my name. He's funny. Anyway,
yeah, I mean, they like to once they're done with you, they're done with you, and that's fine. Yeah. I don't mind if when people are done with me, kick me off. I got stuff to do. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to have my feelings hurt. So when Smokey kicked me off, I had no problem.
I loved your exit.
It was funny. I loved it because Smokey I was so flattered because Smokey actually made a 30-minute video about me. Yeah. About that little time I was on there. I was on your stream for what, 30 minutes max?
Yeah.
And then you went and made another video about that 30 minutes out of like a 4 or 5 hour stream.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was all about your hat too.
Yeah. It's like, let me see if I can make this simple for you. Do you think somebody made your hat? As far as I know. Oh, you won't answer yes. As far as I know is yes, but it's also I'm couching that in it being tentative, meaning that I can't know something with certainty. But as far as I know, I have high confidence that it is. I have no reason to believe that it wasn't. So
pisses him off.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's why I wear the hat a lot now too. So I'm hoping that he can. This is the thing now. But Yeah, I don't understand why would I sit around? I'm trying to think. I don't really know a lot about anything. I guess I'm not an expert in any subject. But if I were, why would I sit around and talk with about just go on and monologue about it with someone who has no idea what I'm talking about?
Right.
I mean,
is it on over on?
Why would you like? I get that you want to impart information to someone, but it's like you're going to need about 4 years of school before you and I can have this conversation, and you're even going to be able to grasp it. So I can't sit and listen to a mathematician go on. I'm just going to be sitting there, and at the end of it, he's going to go, "Do you get it?" I'm going to go, "No, of course I don't get it. What the hell is your problem?"
Well, Jehovah's Witnesses used to like knock on your door, and then they would go through this big spiel. Well, the creationists, the dialogue has changed. So now you get your doorbell rings, and there's Otangelo, and he's saying the ribosome is really complicated, and he's like handing you pictures of the ribosome, and like that's the new Watchtower.
Do you remember? I remember like when I was a Christian, I was in church. We had the door knockers. We'd go around, but we didn't go to like random houses. We went to people who had filled out cards and had come to church and said that they want someone to come and talk to them about more about Jesus and things. So it wasn't like just go to someone's house randomly. But I would love it if it's like that would make the most atheists, because you could send Otangelo and he'd go sit in their room and sit in their living room and say, well, we basically start giving them a science lesson, and they would just go, get the hell out of my house. Get out right now.
It's the same thing.
I didn't say I wanted to learn. Get out of
here. My friend had a roommate. Every time the Jehovah's Witnesses would knock on the door, he'd come out, and he was like this evil looking dude with an evil beard. And he'd come out and he'd get right in their face and say, "I'm Satan. I am Satan." And they would go running from the house.
My roommate always invited them in and wore a inappropriate open robe with nothing else on.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And then he would sit improperly.
my dad, when I was a little boy, he literally picked one of them up by the ass of his pants and his collar and threw him through the door because they came in the yard and nobody was home. My dad was in the far 40 plowing the field or something.
Back 40?
And they sat there. Back 40, yeah. And they sat there until my dad walked all the way out of the field. And then he walked in the house, and my dad's already pissed off. And the guy brings in a record player, and my dad just freaked and grabbed him and threw him out. and they were going to file charges because he threw the record player out in the yard and wrecked it.
Once it's in my house, it's mine.
Yeah, there was something that when I was in the bathroom, I was listening that John mentioned that I did want to elaborate on, if I may, because this is something, because I'm betting that LPP and Smokey and all them are probably going to watch this. I have a feeling they probably watch some of your videos, especially given that his name is in it. And that is what
I tagged him on Twitter.
Okay, and that is what a consensus is and how one is reached. So first I want to start with what a consensus is not. A consensus is not a bunch of people who don't know anything guessing on something. A consensus is not a bunch of people who do know what they're talking about all agreeing on something without any reason. A consensus is not just professionals agreeing on something. You don't ever have a consensus if you don't have academic literature. So what a consensus is the relevant professionals in a field examining the data that we have, corroborating it against other data that we have, and recognizing that it all points to the same conclusions and expressing that. So a consensus is not the final arbiter of truth, and a consensus can change. That being said, as our scientific capabilities have advanced, our consensuses change less, and the parts of them that do change are less and less relevant to the entire theoretical framework that we're talking about.
Right.
It's like with general relativity. We know that it's an incomplete theory, and when we finish it, that won't overturn general relativity. It will just add to it. It's the same thing with Newtonian mechanics. What Einstein developed, relativistic mechanics, did not overturn Newtonian mechanics. It simply broadened it. It went further than it. I can understand that a consensus 600 years ago, when they had nothing even remotely close to the technological advancements that we have today, would have been completely overturned. But that consensus back then was still based on the best guesses and the best explanations that they had for the time. And for that reason, if we had lived 600 years ago, it still would have been reasonable to go with what the consensus of professionals stated, because that consensus, albeit wrong, was still based on the best data they had available at the time. The data that we have today is significantly better and significantly more accurate. So an academic consensus is not just a bunch of people guessing on something. It is the professionals recognizing that all of the relevant data in a field fits very well, comports with one particular theoretical framework, even if that theoretical framework may be incomplete.
Yeah, it's like we're not saying that consensus. I'm not saying that the consensus is right and there can be no other answer. I'm saying that we have more. We should have more confidence in it because it is the most rational position based on the available evidence. And if you're basing it on evidence that isn't available, that's definitely irrational because you have nothing to base it on. Exactly. So we're just saying that this is the most rational position to take. It has been demonstrated to be the most rational position. No one's saying that we're done. No one's saying that this is the end. No one's saying that this is absolutely correct. We're saying this is the most rational position to currently take. This may change. Our minds may change. And like I said, I look forward to their papers, overturning these things or making changes to these things. And when you do that, and when you change the view of the consensus and you demonstrate why it should be the consensus, then we'll move that needle as it's warranted.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go ahead. I think Smokey's about to jump off this thing because he only stays on for a little bit, but there was this part in particular that I liked because it goes through the whole gauntlet of.
I did want to add really, really quick a last thought to the consensus thing. When a consensus does change, notice how we never adopt non-natural explanations. When a consensus changes, all that does is bolster the scientific methodologies we currently use, because you only change a consensus by using those methodologies. You don't change a consensus by appealing to something that has no precedent, that's never been observed, that has no mechanism of its operation, that straightforwardly doesn't fit in with any of the methodologies that we have ever known for objectively verifying aspects of our reality. And that's why, as Otangelo says, that, well, the supernatural is a priori rejected. No, it's not. It's rejected a posteriori based on the fact that there is no precedent for it and it's never been used as an explanation anywhere. Nobody can ever give even one example of a verified and well accepted theoretical framework that is non-natural, because they don't exist. We reject supernatural things for the same reason we reject fairies and leprechauns and dragons, because we know these things don't explain anything.
Yeah, when we get a method that produces testable, repeatable results and it works, we'll use that method. It's real simple. If you got a method like that isn't science, by all means, we'll use that one.
Biologist, that's all he's going to say over and over and over.
Yeah. Well, it's all good, man. So what was I going to say? Can't believe I've made it to 800, man.
Congrats, bro. Seriously. And I just have to say, I wanted to come in and say some of that because this is just disgusting. This is a nonsense, useless drama. There was no reason. There's no justifiable reason to have a fit thrown over anything you did. This is dumb and absurd. And you know what? Atheists that are actually going to
throwing a fit,
like M. Parker here, should be ashamed. Seriously, they should be ashamed at how desperate and stupid and dramatic and nonsense.
There goes Smokey being a respectful interlocutor again.
Probably be ashamed for even stepping in to try to defend this trash.
Yeah, because there's a difference. Matt has the right to refuse any debate he wants to debate, but I mean, but to say that John's done something wrong for asking his subscribers if they want to, out of the kindness of their heart, contribute to his time that it will take to prepare for a debate. What is wrong with that?
Smokey, can you not read? Because my name is Mr. Parker, not M. Parker. I don't know if you can't see it all.
It's really small on the screen because it's a share screen
it's
right
Mr.
now.
Parker, if you want to go by that. It's not just M.
Sure. I've had lots of M people in my life lately, and they like to do M something. So yeah, sure. Mr. Parker, apologies.
Yeah, it's fine.
What the fuck does that
But
mean?
like, okay, let's see. What you said on the GoFundMe? Debate canceled. Let's see. What is the words you said? Something.
And I love how Smokey wanted to go off about how Matt Dillahunty's throwing a fit when LPP made a whole ass, almost 10-minute long video throwing a fit. Like the level of deflection that you see from these guys is just astounding.
It is fun. Smokey's like, I don't know why. No one should have a problem with anything you did. No one should be upset. Anybody talking trash is just an atheist, and they're wrong and blah blah blah.
They're trash. They're degenerate trash.
That's a good impression.
He goes off all the time about how atheists just want to hurl these insults, but then that's literally all he fucking ever does.
I don't mind hurling. I don't know. Every now and then I'm guilty of, the unclassy jab. I'm not immune to that. But it is amazing how even when I went on his channel for the first time, he'd never met me. We never discussed. We never had any kind of interaction whatsoever. And it was, idiot, moron, things like that. I was like, what? Why? And it was every comment was always had to have a little well, if you're too dumb to get this, I'm like, why would you even? I was like, why do you say stuff like that?
Yeah,
why would you even? Why do you feel
you're
the
not
need?
understanding my argument, or you're
yeah, no, you're not. No, it's not that. It's you're not just agreeing with me wholesale. That's the problem. If you don't agree with me, you must be wrong because I couldn't be.
Yeah,
that's their position.
That makes you a moron.
Yeah. So the fact that you're disagreeing with me tells me that you must be wrong. Yeah.
They like to trap. They love to trap a little atheist in a box and then gather around him and give him this whole spiel. And the first time I saw you, I didn't know you, and I didn't realize to what level you were fucking with him. and I thought, oh, this is atheist abuse.
I honestly like I like to listen to them most of the time. I like to generally, and that's why kind of when I do get the chance to speak, I was like, are you seriously going to cut me off after I sat there and listened to you drone on for 10 minutes?
Right.
And even before you started, I said, I'm not going to understand this. So, but I let you go on. I let you do your thing. And I listened. Honestly, I did listen to try to pick out what he's talking about. At the end of it, well, okay. So all of that you just said is irrelevant to me because I have no background in this. So now I'm going to go on to this. It's like, oh, no. But yeah, I was like, are you really going to cut me off 2 seconds after I just listened to you for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's like, that's right there is why you don't get debates with Matt Dillahunty. That is why you are now writing an email begging someone, please let me debate you.
They don't want well thought out responses to what they say. They just want you to shut up and agree.
Well, you'll watch Matt in some things too. He'll sit there. You can tell he's like, I'm going to listen for a long time because then when this person tries to cut me off when I try to respond, I'm going to freaking destroy them. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just rip them apart and tell them you are a douchebag. How dare you cut me off after I let you go on that long?
I'm looking forward to my debate with Nephilim Free. It's supposed to be next Saturday. It hasn't been set in stone, but I'm sure James will put it. Let me finish. James will put it in stone, I'm sure, sometime this coming week. And it's creation versus evolution. So Speed, with me, I need to get together with you, Demeter, Immutable, Walker and everybody, because I understand evolutionary biology well enough to know that it's correct, but not well enough to make a thorough, cogent, solid argument for a debate for it. So I'm going to need you guys to help me with some talking points I should use, some papers that I should reference. I don't want anything too complex. I want stuff that's going to be palatable for a lay audience. So some quick things that it's like you make a point that if we observe this, then the evolution has to be true, and we observe this. And there are some points I could bring up. I'm probably going to focus mainly on human evolution, just because that demonstrates that obviously if it happens with humans, it happens to everybody. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that debate because Nephilim likes to just go and go and go and go and go.
Yeah,
and
but
go
the,
and go
the only
and
thing
go.
you need with Nephilim is control over the mute button.
Well,
Yeah.
and James is pretty fair. James will correct because every time because he'll go for 2 or 3 minutes and then I'll jump in, and then when I say something he doesn't like, he'll try to jump in, and James is going to be like, "No, Neff, you gotta let the person give a response."
Well, can we start a GoFundMe for you to get ready for this shit? Because
No,
I think you need about $200 a day.
Yeah, well, it's Nephilim, so it might be $500 a day. You never know.
An hour.
Oh wow! Got to help you defeat this charlatan.
Yeah, it'll be an easy debate because he just
Soy boy
brings
Matt
up-
Dillahunty to the extreme, and he has canceled a debate. You think it's right to call him a soy boy?
Do you think it was right for him to imply that I was somehow a con man?
Do you think it's right for him to call me a soy boy? Well, let me answer your question with another question.
Yeah, just whataboutism.
Let me not talk about myself. Let me not answer the question directly. But when I ask you a question, oh, you better answer it.
Exactly. And the whole thing here, LVP, is that it isn't just Matt. Most people looked at what you did with your GoFundMe and the way that you set it up and what you put in the description and felt that it seemed as though you were using Matt's name to make a quick buck. So Matt's not alone in that. That's what it comes off as. Now, if you had said, "Hey, I'm taking some time off work. I just need some extra cash to kind of get me through, a week or so, since I'm not going to be working, not going to be collecting an income. Please donate if you can." Boom, great, awesome. That's all you had to do. But that's not what you did.
Oh yeah, his GoFundMe, the picture on it was Matt.
Yes.
It's like you literally are a complete plagiaristic troll. I mean, it's like you put a picture of him, called him like a charlatan. It's
soy boy and everything else.
What is this? I mean, what did you think was going to happen? I think what he thought was Matt was actually going to see this. It was going to be seen by his followers and things like that.
Right.
But if you think even with your own followers, is that what your followers respond to? Is that how you motivate them to give money?
He made $60.
Well, I think I know the person that managed to tip that to Matt. I can't mention his name, but
oh yeah, I mean they're gonna find it. I mean it's the internet, people are gonna find it. But it's like you definitely were trying to use his name and this thing to get internet famous, like Matt said. You even had a picture of him on your GoFundMe. It wasn't a picture of you. It wasn't a picture of of something like Modern Day Debates logo or something. It wasn't anything like that. It was a picture of Matt. You're trying to use everything you can about Matt to bolster this.
I didn't know that until just now.
He's riding Matt's coattails of fame, hoping he could pick up some subscribers on the way. That's all this was.
Yeah.
And I think he's just upset that people could so easily see through what this is and could see it for what it is. Using Matt in his name and his fame to bring yourself up to his level, or attempt to bring yourself up to his level.
I mean, I'm going to try to find the actual GoFundMe.
I don't even know if Dillahunty would still have it posted.
I have not seen
I'm sure
that.
it does.
You hadn't seen what?
That GoFundMe. I never saw the GoFundMe. I heard about it right when he started it. In fact, I heard about it.
Yeah, it wasn't long after he formed the GoFundMe that Matt found out about it.
Yeah, because I listened to their streams as I'm falling asleep.
And somebody
I heard about it.
I think somebody tagged Matt in it because Maddox had posted it to his Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
It might have been taken down. Nope. Hold on. Here we go.
There we go.
Was
that the whole thing?
Yeah. Look, this is his GoFundMe.
Oh,
it's got a picture of Matt.
Oh no!
And he misspelled canceled. You fucking idiot.
Wow.
That was the best. These guys, for all their like knowledge about DNA, they can't spell for shit. Smokey's video about me had I don't know how many freaking spelling errors.
Oh my god!
Like, can you at least spell things right when you're like making fun of me? It's not hard to make fun of me. I'm an idiot. You can do whatever you want, but at least spell it right. I mean, my 8-year-old's watching it and going, "Dad, is this guy stupid? He can't spell."
Oh, and then he went and changed it after Matt canceled to this butthurt bullshit. Oh my god!
He's butthurt. I want to take time off work to prepare to debate. Yeah, help Matt. Yeah.
Oh, and then he's going to apologize for that. And he thinks that apology letter is going to be well received.
I mean, you literally used a picture of the guy on your GoFundMe. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I think John took down the GoFundMe from his own page because I don't see it. Yeah. And I'm back now before he.
Well, it's still up. I just went to it.
I mean, it's still up on Matt's page, I think, but.
Well, the GoFundMe's still up on GoFundMe.
Yeah, but on Maddox's Twitter, he doesn't have it posted there.
Can you link? Can you link that in the private chat? I want to go there.
And I think that's because
the GoFundMe or.
Yeah,
I remember somebody. I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure somebody tagged Matt Dillahunty in the GoFundMe that Maddox posted to his Twitter, and then that's how Matt found out about it and pretty much saw it. Was like, really? This is what you're doing? Yeah, no, I'm not debating you.
Oh hell yeah!
Because I felt bad that was one part of the story I hadn't seen. This is actual GoFundMe page.
Yeah, that's amazing. I forgot about that. Like you actually used the guy's picture in your GoFundMe.
Yes.
You are trying completely.
He's butthurt. I wanted to
get
take
on
time off work to prepare to debate him. I mean, it's just those subtle jabs, and Matt's not going to tolerate that. If you had genuinely wanted a debate with him, you wouldn't have been throwing subtle jabs at him. You would have been
honestly,
working with him to get the debate set up and everything like that.
I don't even think it was the fact that he had a GoFundMe. I think it was what he said in the description of the GoFundMe that was kind of like, you're not approaching this from anywhere near the same position I am. And I think if he had just said, hey, I have a big debate coming up and just left Matt's name out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he just said, I have a big debate coming up with Matt Dillahunty, I'd really like to take some time off work so that I can prepare for it properly because I think that I need to prepare some more. I'm asking for donations so that I can afford to take the time off. Help if you can. Done. I don't think Matt would have said a thing about that.
No, he didn't have a problem with that. It was how he went on about how he like he was battling the devil himself, and it was like this big campaign, and what ended him.
Yeah, what was it? It was like it's like you got to help us, win for Jesus kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of shit.
I mean,
Matt realized that LPP was using his name to try to get famous and was like, I'm not going to feed into that. This is over. You blew it.
No, he realized that he was not going to want to talk about the subject, that he was framing it as a sort of a battle.
It's you will forever have my gratitude, and I hope that together we can begin to blunt the assault being levied by Matt Dillahunty and his followers and leave no question of their clear desire to turn people from truth and ultimately from eternal salvation.
Jesus, I mean, that's preachy. And
These guys aren't right. Help me show. They're trying to kill people. Basically, like you're basically accusing people of like trying to actively hurt people at that point.
Yeah, this their whole that is their whole dialogue this month is the atheists are trying to divert us from the truth of salvation.
Well, let me play a couple more minutes of this.
Okay.
Have you taken down the GoFundMe?
Can you donate on it?
He's still hoping.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if you can still donate on it. I'm curious.
Well, it says right here there's $60 raised.
I don't think you can donate. No, it said you can share it, but I don't see anywhere
I don't
you can
think you can
actually
donate anymore.
Okay,
He
so that
shut
is
it down.
Yeah, that has been.
And that's the other thing. If you weren't really trying to grift people, why'd you shut it down?
What is this missions and faith and oh, I see, that's a tag. Okay, I got it.
And does it literally say canceled on it? Does it literally say canceled?
It literally says it.
That's what you put in your GoFundMe, is it not?
Yeah, I literally put in canceled.
He also said from the very beginning, that if somehow the debate was canceled, he would refund any money that was donated for the debate. So there goes that one.
When did he say that? I didn't read that.
When did John say that?
Yeah.
Either did you say you actually put it in writing? I believe. Did you not, John? If not, you said it because I didn't make that up out of thin air. I'll definitely remember it. The night that you put the GoFundMe page that you first the very first night that you did a stream, short one, or I clicked on there and I read it.
Hey, Mr. Parker, how desperate are you going to continue to be to take the wrong side of this argument here on out? Are you just going to keep the stance in perpetuity for the rest of your
wrong side?
I don't think it's wrong. I mean, Matt can do whatever he wants. If he feels like John, asking for money or whatnot,
including throw a nonsensical hissy fit, he's allowed to do that too, right?
I mean, but
throw a nonsensical hissy fit, kind of like what Maddox did when he realized he wasn't getting his debate.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to wrap it up, but I want to thank y'all so much.
Came back.
Did he?
He sent me an email saying that not being a professional, it doesn't matter, and that Demeter even said that. And I remember what Demeter said, and that's not exactly a proper characterization of what he said.
Hey,
he said people can know things without being a professional, but he also said that there isn't much of an imperative to listen to people who aren't professionals because they don't have the credentials under them to demonstrate that they do truly have the knowledge necessary to make authoritative statements about a field. And obviously, I'm paraphrasing what he said.
Otangelo, you're always welcome to come back. You saw I'll put you right in, and you just decided you didn't like where the conversation was going because I don't want to talk about genetics and intelligent design. I was having fun today making fun of Maddox, and we're all laughing at him being a dirty grifter. And that's what this is for. I mean, in case you didn't see the thumbnail, it was he was holding up a sign that says "We'll watch YouTube for food" or something, or "We need money to watch YouTube." So that's what this stream was about. If I ever do have an intelligent design stream, which probably won't because I don't know shit about that. If I ever do, you're welcome to come in and bring your non-existent diplomas and your non-existent papers and your non-existent knowledge of this and tell me all about it. Until then, have fun, buddy. I mean, come on back and I'll tell you the same things I told you this time. I'm just here drinking and having a good time and watching funny videos.
And to add on to it, yeah, you can be an autodidact in a field and know what you're talking about. But if you're self-taught, yet everything you say goes against the academic literature and the academic consensus, then you're probably not self-taught. You're self-deluded.
Well, I mean, I tell you,
there's a difference between actually not having a degree, but still actually understanding things relevant to that field, like myself and Speed, and then
people
being self-taught and not actually knowing anything about the field because you weren't trying to educate yourself. You were only trying to confirm a preconceived worldview, not actually learn anything, as in your case.
Well, even if he did know all that, even if all the stuff he was saying was correct, why would you come here and tell me? I'm not going to know. I'm not going to be able to tell whether you're right or wrong. You're wasting your time. This is not, I mean, there are channels that do that, Otangelo. I'm not it. If you want to come talk to me about that kind of stuff, it's not going to do either of us any good. I'll end up wasting my time and probably going, that was pointless. I don't know whether he's right or wrong, and I don't care. But I want to thank all of y'all for coming. Speed, Leophilius, Nathan Art, y'all are welcome anytime. Hit me up if y'all want to come back on another stream sometime.
Yeah, I've listened to some of your talks, and I would love to be involved in some of the heavier philosophical ones that you had going.
Yeah, we can do some of those sometimes too.
Yeah.
Every now and then we get serious, you know.
I just want to say that I didn't come here to laugh at John being a grifter. I come to laugh at a bunch of adults behaving like seventh graders with this whole drama, and that's what they did. It was like being back in junior high again. I can't believe it.
Well, Maddox, maybe the next time we have a stream, maybe we'll do a funeral for Maddox's debate opportunity.
Yes,
maybe we can actually give it a proper burial. And, you know, and Maddox, feel free to come on and, you know, give the eulogy or whatever you want to do. Until then, thank you all for showing up. Thank you if you're watching. Thank you for coming. Please help me out and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.